strong should you actually be? It's one of the most common questions in fitness. And honestly, it's also one of the most confusing because social media has completely distorted people's expectations. You see someone benching 140 kilos, another person deadlifting 250, someone else squatting massive weights. And before long, you start wondering if you're weak, even when you're making progress. So today, we're going to answer a simple question. How strong should the average natural lifter actually be? Not according to influencers, not according to genetic freaks, not according to professional athletes, but according to realistic standards. And by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of where you stand. Let's start with an important point. Strength is relative. A 90-kilo lifter and a 60-kilo lifter shouldn't be compared directly. Body weight matters. Height matters. Experience matters. That's why strength is often measured relative to body weight, not just by the number on the bar. Because a 70-kilo lifter benching 100 kilos is very different from a 120-kilo lifter benching the same weight. Now let's talk about the bench press, probably the most famous strength exercise in the world. The first major milestone for most lifters is benching their own body weight. For many beginners, this takes months, sometimes longer, and that's completely normal. A bodyweight bench press is actually a solid achievement. Far more people struggle to reach it than social media would have you believe. Now let's move up. A 1.5 times bodyweight bench press is genuinely strong. For example, a 80-kilo lifter benching 120 kilos. At that point, you've built significant strength and probably a respectable amount of muscle too. Now what about a double bodyweight bench? That's elite territory. Not impossible, but uncommon. Most gym goers will never reach it, and that's okay, because you don't need elite numbers to build an impressive physique. Now let's move on to squats. Squats are different because they involve much more muscle mass. Your legs, glutes, core, lower back, which means the numbers tend to be higher. A squat around 1.5 times body weight is a very respectable standard. If you can squat twice your body weight, you're strong, very strong. And if you're approaching 2.5 times body weight, you're entering advanced territory, the kind of strength that takes years of consistent training, not months, years. Now let's talk about deadlifts. For many people, the deadlift ends up being their strongest lift. And that's not surprising. The deadlift recruits an enormous amount of muscle mass. A double bodyweight deadlift is a fantastic milestone. Most recreational lifters would be thrilled to achieve it. A 2.5 times bodyweight deadlift? That's genuinely impressive. And a triple bodyweight deadlift? That's exceptional. Very few people ever get there. Now here's where things get interesting. Many people become obsessed with numbers. And that's where problems begin, because strength standards are useful, but they're not everything. A lot of people can lift impressive weights while looking completely average. And a lot of people with incredible physiques don't have elite strength numbers. Why? Because strength and muscle size are related, but they're not identical. Strength is influenced by technique, leverages, skill, body weight, muscle mass, and genetics. Muscle size is only one part of the equation. That's why two people with similar physiques can have very different strength levels, and vice versa. Now let's talk about beginners, because beginners often make a mistake. They compare themselves to people who have been training for 10 years. Think about how ridiculous that is. Imagine learning to play guitar and comparing yourself to someone who's practiced for a decade. You wouldn't expect to be at the same level, yet people do this in fitness all the time. The reality is simple. Your only meaningful comparison is your past self. Are you stronger than 6 months ago? Stronger than last year? If the answer is yes, you're moving in the right direction. Now let's discuss another issue. Social media highlights extremes. Nobody posts average lifts. Nobody uploads a video called, "Today I benched a perfectly normal amount of weight." People post exceptional performances, which creates a distorted view of reality. You start thinking everyone is stronger than they actually are. But they're not. You're simply seeing the top fraction of performers. That's why realistic standards matter. They keep expectations grounded, and they prevent unnecessary frustration. Now here's something many lifters don't realize. Being strong isn't just about gym performance. Strength improves quality of life. Everyday tasks become easier. Physical confidence increases. Athletic performance improves. And long-term health often benefits too. Strength isn't just about impressing people. It's one of the most useful physical qualities you can develop. Now let's answer the original question. How strong should you actually be? Strong enough to keep improving? Strong enough to support your goals? Strong enough to become a better version of yourself? Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to chase someone else's numbers. The goal is progress, consistent progress, year after year. And if you focus on that, you'll eventually become much stronger than you ever expected. Not because you chased perfection, but because you stayed consistent. And consistency beats almost everything in the long run. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to put the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments. What's your current bench, squat, and deadlift? And I'll see you in the next one.